Come on and shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight with your award-winning host, Dale Davidson. Dale interviews fascinating guests from top-ranked celebrities to people just like you who have an important story to tell. For more than 15 years, Dale has broadcast every week from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. He finds the people who really make Las Vegas a one-of-a-kind city and lets the world know just what's happening in this remarkable town. You'll discover why 50 million people visit the entertainment capital of the world every year. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Las Vegas Tonight.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. What an honor it is to have you watching, and what an honor it is to have these two on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, a return visit because we just couldn't wait. Raphael and Ben Litvinoff. They call themselves Raphael and Ben for obvious reasons.
It's easy that way.
Yeah, you don't have to remember anything. You called yourself something else for a while, though.
We called ourselves Vintage Vegas Voices, and no one could say it.
Yeah.
They get it all backwards.
They would go like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the vintage, the Vegas, but let's hear it for Raphael and Ben. That's what they finally get to. I said, well, let's just call ourselves that. That's what we are.
And we are vintage, though.
Yeah, you are definitely vintage.
We're vintage.
We're all vintage. Three vintage guys here. Is there a market for vintage music in Vegas? I think there is. Isn't there?
Oh yeah, sure there is.
Yeah. Tell me, what kind of places do you play, and what kind of people want to hear older songs? Is it just older people?
No.
Yeah.
No, you'd be surprised. I mean,
whole new generation of people coming up.
Really?
Are rediscovering all the beautiful old classics.
Oh yeah, because it's good music.
It's good music, and you know, we for a while there, almost for like a whole year, we would get invited to sit in with someone who was already doing a show someplace.
Yeah.
We would come and then do it like a segment of our show with them.
Yes.
You know, and it's amazing. Because we had no idea what they were doing musically, you know.
Yes.
And
they could be doing the rock and roll.
But basically, every time we would go to some different place because we're sitting in with somebody and we're going to do a part of our show, they're all doing vintage music.
Really?
Yeah. Some of them would concentrate, like, say, 60s, 70s.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Or maybe 80s, you know, maybe kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
But and then someone else would be doing 50s to 70s, you know, kind of music and stuff. And it's all the great songs.
Oh yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. Do you do songs from movies and things like that as well?
Sure do.
Do you? Like what? What?
Like Somewhere from West Side Story.
Okay.
There's Nothing Like a Dame from South Pacific.
Oh, that was a great movie.
And then a lot of Broadway selections also. And, and we even have a 20 segment that's surprisingly everybody knows all the songs.
and you would know all of the songs.
Really?
And you'd be singing along.
Because they've carried all these years.
It's amazing.
In the Great American Songbook.
That's one of our most requested by some groups when we've sung for a lot of private events.
Really?
Yeah, they go, oh, can you do that 20s thing? And I go, well, yeah, sure, of course.
Wow.
You know?
That brings up an excellent point. A lot of musicians make a living with private events. They call them high roller events. They really pay well, don't they? And they're for gamblers, they're for people, invitees from the casinos, things like that. And
it allows us to do a lot of the freebies we do, you know, for fundraisers and things like that. Things that we
I know you guys are known for that. Yeah.
You know, we
so
love
this pays
to do
the bills.
That. Yeah.
When did you decide to partner up? I know you'd individually been well-known musicians in town for many years. When did you decide that was a good idea?
Well, a few years ago, I was working with another gentleman, Larry Wayne Morbit, who's been on
Larry
Broadway
Wayne,
and everything. And then we said, I think we should have a trio. And so then I remembered Raphael. I said, of course, Raphael. And so we paired up, and then Larry went his own way, and I said, well, the two of us, we can do something really well, and our voices blend really well
They
together.
really do.
And
They really
so that's how, like I said, we've known each other almost 20 years, doing our different ministries and different singing events.
And you've both been worship leaders in your churches, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really good that you do that. And I know you do some modern stuff, and you have written lyrics.
A vintage Vegas song that I wrote.
Yes, yes. Tell us
humorous.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it talks about how we miss the old Las Vegas, and it's disappearing day by day, and the strip with Bugsy's home was of another day. I feel terrible emotions with each hotel implosion. I miss my town, and so on. And it's a fun, talks about when we had all the great Sammy Frankendine and Liberace was king and queen.
Yes.
And so a few other words added into the show.
Yeah.
The music, but so that's just a fun little
it's a great song.
Oh, that's
catchy song.
how much
tune.
fun.
And so,
Well, you're a native, aren't you? Didn't you?
no,
grow up
not
there?
quite, but I've been here since like 1967. I
Yeah,
came
that
to town.
qualifies, I would
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
long time, and so
And
I don't
it's
know.
changed just a little
Oh,
bit.
just a little bit. You got that right. So, man, there was a lot of desert in between all these hotels and houses, and now it's just
My
filled
son,
up.
who's in his 30s, this is kind of funny. He was saying this. He was talking about how the hotels never last very long, you know. And even though he's as young as he is, and that's young in my book,
Yeah.
he was lamenting the fact that the hotels get blown up, and he said, "What about history?" I said, "There is no history."
We blow it up. 30 years, it's out the door.
Yeah, right.
People are bored with this, you know.
And so the Mirage is going to be going
Yeah, the
soon.
volcano, that was iconic.
Yeah.
It was iconic.
I was in Hawaii on a trip, and a Hawaiian lady asked me one time, she says, why would they build a hotel next to a volcano? I thought, oh my goodness, I had to explain to her that wasn't a real volcano, although she was used to real volcanoes in Hawaii.
that's
So
hilarious.
that was a great story.
Oh, that's a great story. That's a great story. Speaking of great stories, the last time you were on, Raphael, we talked about your life, and you had talked about some of your close calls where you almost died, and coming to Christ and all that, which was great. And we ran out of time before we got to Danny Gans. And I want to give you a few minutes to talk about Danny Gans. And for those who don't know, he had a show here on the Strip for many years where he was year after year after year the Entertainer of the Year. And you were his drummer, and you were his producer, and you were his best pal.
I wasn't his producer.
Yeah.
We worked on things together a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Because Danny didn't need a producer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. He was one of the only people I ever met that actually got it. He knew what worked.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to always play to the audience.
Yes.
Like, how can we get them to say, stand up in the middle of the show? You know, well, we take them on this journey, and we crescendo to a finish right there, and boom, we're going to get them up. Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they stood up 3 times a show for
Wow.
Danny, you know.
Wow.
But he was amazing. Oh my gosh, we met in 1980, and we both got a call from an agent who says, "Hey, we're putting this show together, and can you come to Vegas?" Because I was up in Lake Tahoe. I was convalescing from the broken neck.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this was my first time back to play in a show. He goes, "Yeah, we got this guy, Danny Gans. We brought him up from Los Angeles. He's incredible." I said, "Okay, great." So, so we had a meeting where we met all the musicians and the singers and everything. But Danny was going to actually host the show,
Right.
and then he was going to do his show in the middle.
Okay.
You know, but
His
we were-
impressions.
Yeah, all that stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and so, but we hit it off. I mean, we became the best of friends, like, immediately, and it was strange because within 2 weeks of rehearsing and all that, we both knew, and we kidded about it a little bit, but it was true. We said, this show's not going to go. It's, it's not going to work the way they're putting it together and all that kind of stuff. I go, I know this is not going to work. It's like, but it's fun, right? We're having fun. Yeah. So then all of a sudden people started leaving, it was like, so finally, we just promised each other that, hey, you know what? Someday we're going to do a show together.
Right.
I said, okay. It's like, and like Danny used to like to tell the story. He always said, we kept that dream alive, and we did. Yeah. Shortly after that, I played for Wayne Newton, played the drums and sang with Wayne for a couple of years. And through that time, we were always on the phone with each other, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and blah, blah, blah.
Planning it out.
And then after Wayne's show, I moved up north because I wanted to build a house up there. And we were literally talking to each other every other day. He was doing that sitcom, Open House.
Oh, yeah.
He did that for like 3 years. And then he did a couple of movies. He did Bull Durham with Kevin Costner and a couple other like beach blanket bingo movies that he wanted to forget immediately. and believe it or not, I was hosting a show called Tribute. It was an early music program where we would tape these people that would come into a talent show. We would tape it, like America's Got Talent or something like that, way before that. And we went to Nashville. We went to all these different places and everything. And we were still on the phone, and he started doing these huge corporate events all over the world.
Yeah.
And so he said, come on, you got to do this with me. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I said, well, I don't really like TV, even though the producer kept telling me, you're going to be the next Alex Trebek. I go, I don't want to be a game show host. I don't know why. I just,
Yeah.
And then he was talking about the money. I go, yeah, I want to be a game show host. I think I could fit that in. And
the money's great.
It was ridiculous. What was ridiculous with that show? But then, what happened is, what? I promised him we were going to do this show.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I walked away from that TV show. I called Danny. I said, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
So for almost 8 years, I had put this self-contained group together to do these big corporate shows.
Right.
Because normally he would have a 14, 16-piece band, and we had to rehearse with them and do all this stuff. I said, we can do all of this with technology.
Yeah.
With keyboards and sequencing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we did. And what most people didn't realize, we never changed it.
Yes.
So anyway, but did the corporate shows for years. Then somebody saw us. It was the Nederlanders from Broadway. They owned a lot of those.
The theater people.
They owned all those theaters.
Yeah.
And they wanted Danny to come to Broadway.
Yeah.
So we went to Broadway. And he got rave reviews, which is tough.
I remember that.
Not being a book show, coming in there,
Right.
And
just doing his singing impressions.
I mean, but of course we put this show together just for Broadway in a different way, almost like tributes to people and singers and actors, and he did whole scenes from movies. It was extraordinary.
Oh wow! We need to take a brief break.
Okay.
We'll be back in a big way with Raphael and Ben. Will you guys sing for us?
Sure.
During the second segment?
Okay.
Great. When you come back, and we know you're going to want to, you'll hear these blending voices and you're going to laugh as well. We'll be back with Raphael and Ben right after this. Hi, I'm Dale Davidson, host of Las Vegas Tonight. Radio has an enduring place in the heart of America. Sometimes it's music that can enliven your spirit or keep you company when you need some. More often for me, it's just been the right spoken word or two that can quiet my mind and soul. Radio brings me a reassuring word in the quiet of night or a welcoming voice early in the morning as I shake off the night's sleep and find my way into God's purpose for my day. And always, I find the best radio station is the one that brings me the best news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. My favorite radio station is KKVV in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's still right where it's been for years, at 1060 on the AM dial, hovering over Sin City like a gospel airship, broadcasting the good news of the abounding love that Jesus Christ has for every single one of us. No matter who you are or where you live, you can receive God's Word via the KKVV Gospel Airship. Just go to kkvv.com and click on Listen Live. KKVV is using all the tools that God's provided them, like podcasting and video streaming and video on demand, to produce programs that lift up our fellow believers and save the lost. If you feel a calling to speak to others about Jesus Christ on your very own show, pick up the phone and call the station. They'll be happy to tell you how. Call KKVV today at 702-731-5588 or drop them an email at kkvvradio@hotmail.com. Please join me in becoming part of the KKVV family. You'll be glad you did.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share a love divine. Oh, my darling, tell me when. When will you say yes to me? Tell me quando you mean happiness to me. Oh, my darling, tell me when. Every moment's a day. Every day seems a lifetime. Let me show you the way to a joy beyond compare. I can't wait a moment more. Tell me quando say it's me that you adore. Oh, my darling, tell me when. Oh, my darling, tell me when. Oh, my darling, tell me when. Blue Spanish eyes, prettiest eyes in all of Mexico. True Spanish eyes, please smile for me once more before I go. Soon I'll return, bringing you all the love your heart can hold. Please say, si, say you and your Spanish eyes will wait for me. Say you and your Spanish eyes will wait for me. Cha-cha-cha. Put on your dancing shoes now. Oh, yeah.
That wasn't a bad cha-cha-cha, though.
Right. Take it.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance you have a way with me, stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor,
Dear, but my eyes will see only you.
only you have that magic technique. When we sway I grow weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance you have a way with me, stay with me, sway with me. When marimbas start to play, hold me close, make me sway.
Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close and sway me more.
Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance you have a way with me, stay with me, sway with me. All right. Well, you know, we're two guys up here.
Yeah.
We're a duo.
I think that's two.
It's two, right? Yeah, okay.
Last time I checked.
And we would like to pay tribute to our favorite
Yes.
duo,
Starting with
Dean Martin.
and Jerry Lewis. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
That's amore.
When the sun seems to shine like I think he's had too much wine, that's amore.
That's amore.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and we'll sing Vita Bella.
Mozzarella. I don't know that word.
Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella.
Mozzarella.
When the stars seem to drool, just like a pasta fagioli, that's amore.
That's amore.
When you dance down the street with the clouds at your feet, you're in love.
You're in love with
When
that.
you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming, signore.
Scusa me, can't you see? Back in old Napoli, that's amore. Everybody sing. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
When you dance down the street with the clouds at your feet, you're in love.
You're in love. What is that? Cute.
When you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming,
Signore. Scusa me, can't you see? Back in old Napoli, that's amore.
that's amore.
That's amore. Most people don't realize that Ben and I are country music fans.
That's right.
And this song is, I can't look at him when I do that. This song is our favorite country music song.
Yes, hot dirt.
Come on. We want you to sing along with us, okay? Now How we got along, our life was real sunny, but only one thing would ruin our fun.
I know you love me, but you worship money, and you got mad when I offered you none.
Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and poof, you was gone. It's been 10 years since our love life started. Then came the day you walked out that door.
Your loving arms I've missed since we parted,
But I miss that bloodhound 1,000 times more. Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and poof, you was gone. You met another and poof, you was gone. You met another and
you was gone.
hot dog.
I felt that.
Hot
didn't you?
dog, you
Hot
bet.
dirt.
Oh.
Hot diggity dirt.
Man, I gotta tell you.
Okay, well, I think we did that one a number.
Oh. I forgot.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see.
V is very, very extraordinary.
E is even more than anyone that you adore can love.
Is all that I can give to you. Love
Is more than just a game for two.
Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
From the musical South Pacific.
It's for all you lovely ladies out there. Here we go. There is nothing like a dame, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a dame. There are no books like a dame. Nothing looks like a dame. There are no drinks like a dame. And nothing thinks like a dame. Nothing acts like a dame. Or attracts like a dame. There ain't a thing that's wrong with any man here that can't be cured by putting him near a girly, womanly, female, feminine day.
And now,
I'm okay.
great musical West Side Story.
Somewhere.
Somehow. There's a place for us.
Somewhere a place for us.
Time together
And time to spare. Time to learn. Time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving. Somewhere.
There's a place for us.
a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be,
And I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. Well, we want to thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much for this time.
And this is going to be our kind of sing-along, clap your hands closer for this whole segment.
Yes.
This is our final song. And I don't know what else to say. How about you?
I think you said enough.
I think so. Come on, you lean on me, I lean on you, so neither one of us falls. I like that.
Yeah,
Come on.
I do too.
Come on, everybody. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
And please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow,
For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Come on now. Call on me, brother, if you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Call me if you need a praise. Call me, call me, call me. Somebody to lean on. Somebody to lean on. Yeah.
Is there a love that is patient and kind, that always protects and trusts, always hopes and perseveres, keeps no record of wrongs? A love that never fails or lets you down. There is a love that embraces you and turns your world into color. It is real and tangible. Jesus displayed this love when he gave his life for us. Even when we fall short, he loves us unconditionally. True love is found in Jesus. We love because he loved us first.
And welcome back. Wow, that was incredible. Thank you, gentlemen. That was really, really fun. You got to come back and do the rest of the act, because I know the act is at least 3 times as long as that.
Sure.
You guys do everything, don't you?
Yeah.
And you do special requests. You mentioned that earlier. If somebody said, can you do the 20s for this special 20s group or something?
Oh, yeah, we put all kinds of stuff together for people.
Yes.
I draw the line at Kermit the Frog.
Let's hear it.
But no, I just draw the line at that's all. But yeah.
Sounds like Pee Wee.
Well, yeah, we do. We have all kinds of requests when we do these special shows, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
birthday
so much
things,
fun.
different ethnic situations for certain kinds of songs for certain.
well, we had to do a whole thing for our Jewish friends. Remember?
That's right. We did a whole thing from the Fiddler on the Roof, and for that special birthday for that.
Yeah, I did a couple of jokes that didn't go over well, and
Well, most of them don't. I don't think.
hey, it was. It's gonna,
Oh, sorry.
I
What's the
told him,
joke?
I said, hey,
We'll judge. We'll judge the joke.
I said, hey, I said with my best Yiddish accent, which didn't go over too well. It was like, it was like this old, very old couple, Jewish couple, in Brooklyn, New York, right down the street from where I grew up in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and so they get together, and she goes, Eve, why don't you go to the store and get me some ice cream with that special syrup thing? You know what I'm talking about. He goes, I don't know what. He goes, write it down, will you? Write it down. I'm never gonna forget that. I'm gonna forget it. Yeah. So write that down. So he leaves, and he's gone for like 3 hours, and it was 2 blocks away, the little grocery store. So he finally comes back, and he goes, boy, that was something. I got a pain and a little cramp right here. It was like too much. And she goes, all right, give me the bag. So he gives her the bag, and she opens it up, and there's a dozen eggs in the bag. She goes, "Hey, what's the matter with you? You forgot the bacon." Anyway,
Boom.
that's about how it went over the last time.
The roaring
Full
sound of
service.
snoring.
Full service comedy and music, ladies.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You get it all.
Alleged comedy.
Before we wrapped up the first segment, you were talking about your years with Danny Gans. You hadn't gotten to Vegas yet. Tell us about Vegas.
All right, so we were on. So what happened was we're doing all these corporate shows, blah blah blah, and we get to go to Broadway,
Right.
and we're at the Neil Simon Theater. It was absolutely fabulous. It was around Christmas time. You can imagine what that was like in the city, and it was just wonderful. And it brought back so many memories of me being in the city as a kid, and all of that. It was just amazing. And then of course, people that I had never met, who were family, showed up at the theater, during that run that we did, about 6 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And but what happened was, after the first big weekend, and he gets all these great reviews and everything, they had Danny on the Good Morning America show.
Right.
So after he did Good Morning America, and everybody's talking about, oh, he's incredible, he's a sensation, he's whatever, I'm doing the same thing now. You got Danny Gans. Oh, his dad was something. Danny's dad. He was Jewish, Danny's father, and he was a comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
in his early years, and he used to tell these old jokes.
Vaudeville jokes.
Yeah, with the Yiddish accent. I mean, that's where Danny got all the jokes from his dad. But anyway, so he does Good Morning America, and all the Vegas people saw it,
Yeah.
and they started coming out
Yeah, to see.
to New York. Right
Yeah.
now, I won't name any names. But anyway, somebody came out and offered Danny $400 million.
What?
To perform in his hotel exclusively in Vegas. And then he said, and I want you to do 6 nights a week, blah, 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 and this and that. And Danny goes, nah, I'm not going to do that. He goes, I won't work more than 4 or 5 days a week, ever, in Las Vegas. I said, you have no idea what I do to my voice doing all those things and everything. And he said to Danny, and I'm not kidding you, very prominent person. He goes, hey, you'll never work in this town, kid. Even Sinatra did 6 nights a week. Yeah. How about 13 years in a row, Entertainer of the Year? No one's ever done that and never will again.
Yeah.
You did the Apollo Theater too, right?
Yes. Oh, and that was years before that, before I played with him. He did the Apollo Theater, and he was the only act of his kind that ever got a standing ovation.
Wow.
On the Apollo Theater.
Wow.
Because he used to do this, he did this thing about the Apollo Theater, featuring acts that had done or kind of groomed themselves in the Apollo Theater. And he did Sammy and all of this, but he would end, who I'm trying to think of.
Sarah Vaughan?
No. He did Sarah Vaughan in it, yes.
That's amazing.
But
that
he did
women. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He was blind. What's his name?
Oh, Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. God bless you.
That's right.
We got it.
He would end with Ray Charles doing America. And then of course we did that, and he called it the Apollo Theater segment, in the show, and everybody was on their feet. It was like, and one night at the Mirage Hotel,
Right.
we were there 10 years at the Mirage Hotel. Somebody was there, a very famous singer. Oh boy, Michael Bolton.
Okay.
He was there, and he loved Ray Charles and knew him and all this kind of stuff and everything. And he was sitting like right in the front with a group of people one night and everything. Well, then Danny goes into the Ray Charles thing, and he goes bananas. He's going like this, and that whole thing, and everything. And after the show, he had come back to the green room and everything, and he said, he goes, I've known Ray for years. I've never seen anybody do Ray like that. He said, you even did like facial expressions that he does.
Yes.
Because Danny would morph into these people.
Yeah.
Because he would study them and watch them and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, well, anyway, okay. So we came here and we went to the Stratosphere because they had just opened the tower.
Yes.
And they said, look, I know you don't want any long-term thing. Just do it for 3 months. Well, in that 3 months, he wins Entertainer of the Year. So they begged him to stay for another 3 months. And then we went to the Rio because
I saw
we
him
were
at the
there
Rio,
for like 3 years because he only wanted to do 5 nights a week and other people wanted him to do 6. I'm not doing it, right? So then God bless him. I'll tell you, Steve Wynn and his wife, they came in and he said, whatever you want.
That's the right answer.
Whatever you want, because he had already won Entertainer of the Year, the 3 years at the Rio. I mean, all along, right? And so he said, whatever you want. He goes, and I'm going to build you a theater, and you're going to help me. You're going to design it. And all this kind of stuff.
It is.
It was amazing. We were there 10 years, I think.
At the Mirage.
At the Mirage, and then he built that theater for Danny at the Encore, which I think cost like $30 million or something like that. And we were only there 3 months when Danny passed away.
What a tragedy that was. What a great
I'll never get
talent.
over that.
Yeah.
We were friends for 30 years, and he had the same blood disease my brother had.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And my brother passed away in the same year.
Really?
But my brother had it for 20, and I saw Danny go through the same thing, but in 5.
Wow.
How it accelerated, in that sense. And it's amazing. I have this collage of pictures of Danny and I from when we first met, got baptized together, in the pool there, and all of these pictures all the way to that day, which was 2006, and we were still at the Mirage Hotel, and all of these pictures. Well, I have it in my office. I've got that, and every time I go in there, we used to do this thing, like after he would finish, he would like run off the side of the stage, and he would get to the side of the stage, and I mean the almost 25 years I did his show, we would do the same thing. He would look at me from the side of the stage and he would point to me like this, and I would point back to him, and the joke was like, we fooled them again, they stood up, and so I mean, it was amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Amazing time.
That's wonderful. Let me turn to you, Ben, and ask you about faith for just a minute. We only got 2 or 3 minutes left, and not to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Obviously, we all have tragedies, and that was certainly a tragedy. Grief has been part of your life.
Sure.
Yeah, I know when your daughter died, that was such a sad moment.
Yeah.
Tell me about walking with Jesus through grief and through the good times as well.
Oh yeah, well, when you love somebody, there's always going to be the other side where there's a lot of hurt, and so with our youngest daughter, when we lost her, I just thought, I always remembered that it's easy to follow the Lord when everything's going well. It's when all hell breaks loose. Are you still going to trust me, or are you just going to fall to the wayside?
Yeah.
And so my wife and I both just like, okay, it's better to hold on to the Lord than to have nobody to hold on to.
Yes.
And be on your own. And
yes.
so, but God has carried us through, and it's been about almost 10 years now since she passed, and we have 3 older children, and
Great
they're all
family. You have
doing
a
well.
terrific family.
And so praise God. And so we've been very blessed, and my wife does recovery ministry, and I think she went into that after being married to me. So,
So I agree with that.
Hey,
I know her. Yes.
Hey, this is my segment. Not
Okay.
you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, but God is good, and he's everything's for the right purpose and the time and what He allows, and other people watching us, like, are they still going to serve God with what's happened to them? And yes, we are.
You sure have.
Continue will continue so.
Yeah, you sure have.
So.
And I really admire the fact that you guys are both worship leaders and you really work at it. I mean, you know, it's a tough gig. You know, it's what's different about, you know, I think church music and the entire Sunday experience is harder than a production show on the Strip. And I'll tell you why I think it is. They do the same one night after night after night, and you guys have to come up with a brand new show every Sunday.
Yeah.
That's it.
Am I right?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
So there's a lot of thought that goes into
boy.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Would you do it again? You know, knowing the work that's going to be involved in doing worship.
Sure.
leader?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's every week's a new adventure.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, God bless you
serving
both.
the Lord.
We appreciate your coming on and your wonderful spirit, and your talent is just incredible.
Oh, well,
And we really, really appreciate you.
we're honored to
coming
be
on.
here.
Thank you. Thank you. Raphael and Ben, ladies and gentlemen, we'll put up your website and all that stuff. So if you have a special event or you just want to have these guys come over and hack around in your living room, you know, but
That's
as long
right.
as you pay them, they'll show up.
That's right.
Surprise.
And feed us. No.
Feed us would be enough. Food would be good.
I'm a vegetarian. Don't forget that.
That's right.
That's more for me then.
There you go. So thank you guys.
Thank
both
you,
for
Dale.
coming
It's our
on.
pleasure.
Raphael and Ben, ladies and gentlemen, and we really appreciate them stopping by once again, and we'll have them again soon. And as I try to remember to say each and every episode of Las Vegas Tonight, when it comes to your Lord and Savior, we want you to walk with Him. God bless you. Bye-bye.
When you've tried all you can to accomplish your plan, there's one thing left to do. You can still stand tall with your back against the wall. Yes, I have learned. You gotta keep your head up high, keep on looking toward the sky. Praising the Lord. Don't you ever say you can't. You've got a mighty hand. Praising the Lord. Praising the Lord. If you ever lose sight of the road to the light, there's one who can lead. You've got a guiding hand to that promised land. You'll never be in need. You gotta keep your head up high, keep on looking toward the sky. Praising the Lord. Don't you ever say you can't. You've got a mighty hand. Praising the Lord. Praising the Lord. Dare not disguise foolish fears as wise. Winners are the ones who try. You gotta keep your head up high, keep on looking toward the sky. Praising the Lord. Don't you ever say you can't. You've got a mighty hand. Praising the Lord. You gotta keep your head up high, keep on looking toward the sky. Praising the Lord. Don't you ever say you can't. You've got a mighty hand. Praising the Lord. Praising the Lord.
Across the ages, humanity is often gathered in prayer, especially in times of crisis and need. It's a natural response, but who are we speaking to? Is prayer merely a platitude or emotional cliche? Or is there a God on the other end of the line? And if so, can we speak to Him? And what is He saying? What exactly is prayer? Theologian John Piper describes prayer as intentionally conveying a message to God. He also outlines three main approaches to prayer, which each depend on how you view God. If your perspective is that God is in everything and everything is God, including you, me, the sunrise, the humpback whale, the smoke lightly wafting from its well, you get the picture. Prayer from this perspective is all about connecting with the divinity within us and around us. The only problem is that if we are part of God, prayer can feel like a one-sided conversation. If you feel like God exists, but He's distant and unapproachable, then prayer can become about developing special techniques or higher levels of devotion and holiness in order for our words to reach God's ears. Hello. Or we just give up trying. However, when you read the Christian Bible, God shows Himself not to be distant or silent, but to be personable, accessible, and a creator who speaks. In the creation story, we see Him literally speak each created thing into existence, as if to open an external conversation with His creation. Howdy. And throughout the Bible, He consistently speaks to humanity. So if God speaks, how do we speak to Him? A big part of God's conversation with humanity was the person of Jesus, who God sent to earth as the human manifestation of Himself. Thank you very much. So that He could talk to us directly. The Bible literally refers to Jesus as the Word, God's Word. And He gave a direct answer when His friends asked Him about how to speak to God. Jesus says prayer is simply and honestly talking to God. If something is on your mind, if there's a situation where you don't know what to do, you can talk to God about it. You don't have to pray in a church, and you don't have to sound religious. God loves you and wants you to be real with Him. You can pray out loud. You can pray silently. He listens wherever and whenever. So how do we hear God? God's voice is described in the Bible as a still, small voice. Many people hear back from God by quieting the noise around them and pausing to listen. Or by reading the Bible, which God also calls His Word. The more you talk with someone, the more you get to know who they are. The God who speaks has started the conversation. If you haven't spoken in a while, why don't you try to pick it up again? It could change your life.
Morning shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
You've been watching Las Vegas Tonight with your host, Dale Davidson. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of our show. We so appreciate your loyalty to our program. To keep Las Vegas Tonight on the air, please go to our website, vegassaints.org, and click the Donate button. To send a check or money order, please make it out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries and mail it to 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. To suggest a guest to appear on the show or any other suggestions or questions, write to Dale at dalewdavidson@yahoo.com or call him at 702-480-3989.
Shine, Las Vegas, shine.